Hello, members and patrons. Tyler here, coming at you with one more little BTS clip before the end of the month, end of the year. Hope you guys have had a happy holiday. I just wanted to kind of showcase some of the editing process for this World War III video that I just put out, and I'm super happy with the responses and the performance. And just want to thank you all again for your support and your engagement on that. But yeah, this is definitely. Not only was it my biggest project of the year, obviously, but it was also definitely my longest Star Trek video essay at 26 minutes, and it's a little bit more cinematic than a lot of my other videos. You know, this year I have definitely kind of stepped up my game when it comes to production quality and lighting and that kind of stuff. But we did a lot of things for this video in particular to kind of give it a more filmic look. Obviously, part of that was building a set, as you can see. A lot of this furniture and props and everything we brought in, set dress the walls, costuming. Obviously, this not necessarily the kind of radiation suit, so to speak, that I would be wearing in a fallout situation, but or the mask. But it's what I had, and I thought it looked pretty cool to begin with. So, but yeah, we did a bunch of things behind the scenes, and again, other than just like going on location and stuff like that, to make this more cinematic. And so I'll show you some of that right now. So one of the things that we did was, of course, these bars, the top and bottom bars, the crop lines as they're called, and that was just an artistic decision, but that was also done to kind of hide on this shot in particular this little hole that I'd punctured in the fabric. I say it's fabric; it's really more like a tarp, but you know what I mean. And I think you can see it on this. Not necessarily on this shot where I'm walking. I don't know if I zoomed in at all, but yeah, there you go. See that big rip, that big tear? We wanted to hide that, but that was just more happenstance. It was mainly done as an artistic choice. But additional things that were done to kind of tidy this up from the raw footage. Obviously, color correction. Can't really see it there, but actually I don't know if I did apply many effects to that clip, but definitely like here, if you want to see that subtle change where it's kind of flatter, grayer, and then we really kind of bring out the saturation, bring down the shadows, bring up the highlights, that kind of thing. It's really noticeable, I would say, when we switch between this shot, not the green beans, yeah, this shot. See that just kind of subtle change there, and then this shot, they look matched, right? But if we turn the color correction off, that's kind of redder. This is kind of greener. It's very subtle. Yeah, you can see it there. It's kind of greener. And then this is kind of redder, but that's what color correction is for, is to kind of match those, right? Let's see, what else? Obviously, picking out the music was really, really fun. There's also sound effects. So if I go back to this section where I'm in the forest, right there, so this is what it originally sounded like. Let's see. I'll disable that, or actually just mute that and mute this, and then re-enable this. So listen to this real quick.
How bad is the aftermath going to get? Well, besides the collapse of national governments and the...
Hold on, let me go to quarter resolution. Maybe we'll play back a little more smoothly, turn off the effects.
How bad is the aftermath going to get? Well, besides the collapse of national governments and the ensuing skirmish over resources, Nuclear fallout from the obliteration of major cities is going to threaten the health of survivors.
Yeah, so couldn't really understand that very easily. So that's why we did ADR, or I did ADR. I basically just instead of speaking through the mask, I basically just used the same mic that I'm speaking into now, and I just put my hand over my mouth, and it sounded accurate, right, to what so you could understand it, but still mimicking being behind the mask. And we did Foley, and luckily, because we didn't necessarily set out to do this, but we just happened to get a good take of me crunching in the leaves and everything, stepping over these big logs and sticks and everything. This was not MOS. MOS being no sound, but this was basically without me talking. So I guess we did do that deliberately, but that's what it sounds like. And then you layer the dialogue on top of that, which is right here. Just how bad is the aftermath going to get? Well, besides the collapse of national governments and the ensuing skirmish over resources, nuclear fallout from the obliteration of major cities will threaten the health of survivors. It sounds much better, much easier to understand, right? So yeah, I think obviously, there's lots of tiles and graphics and overlays that went into a project like this. Always goes into a project like this. This is DaVinci Resolve that I'm using. It's actually a free editing software. It does pretty much everything I need it to do for my Star Trek videos. This stuff, the snow stuff, was shot in February. We had a big snowstorm at the beginning of this year, and I actually kind of took it as an opportunity to get this nuclear winter section or parts of it, right? Breakdown of civil society, the denial of rights to alleged criminals, and also an extended nuclear winter. Yeah, so I just had to. I just had to. Um, so yeah, that was really fun. Actually, being in the snow is not as fun because it was just horrid cold. But yeah, all this other stuff, building the set, and going out on location. I did get hot and sweaty, of course, but yeah, this whole project was so much fun, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this little behind the scenes not preview, but a little behind the scenes tidbit where I kind of showcase some of the fancy editing magic that helped this look really cool. So once again, hope you had a great holiday, and I will see you soon.